facilities you go into, whether it be library, rec sports center to go work out, athletic events, anything from baseball to soccer to our men's basketball games in Cintas Center. You'll use your card to swipe into those events. So it's essentially your ticket and membership card to all those services. The All Card is also your dining card, so to speak. So you'll swipe your card when you go to our award-winning Hoff Dining Center. Just won another great national award this year for dining service programs nationally. So we're real proud of that. Same for all of our campus retail operations as well. So you can swipe your card and access various meal plan and debit card monies at those places. Your card also serves as your door key on campus. So you'll use your key instead of a traditional brass key. You'll swipe your card into your buildings for residents access, and then also to your dorm rooms and bedrooms therein. And you also need your card to access different buildings around campus later in the evenings. We start to secure campus a little bit, and then you just swipe your cards to get into things like the Gallagher Center late at night, library, learning commons, and such. So your card is your key to get into those as well. The card is also, and you'll learn more about this when Barb talks, is optionally can be used as a U.S. Bank ATM or debit card. So if you choose to engage in banking services with U.S. Bank as a partner, you can tie your Xavier All Card into your banking account there, and then you'll be issued a PIN number and use that as a true ATM PIN-based debit card. It's a nice feature, convenient. The card is also essentially a discount card around town. So on the All Card website, which I didn't fail to mention, the All Card website, email address, and phone number are on this slide here that you're seeing. So if you want to jot those down, you'll also have that information on the back of your All Card once you get it. So it's also printed there. But if you have any questions this summer, you may be able to visit our website, get the answers, or feel free to give us a call or send us an email, and we'll get the answers for you. But on this website, we also have a list of places around town where you can get a discount. So it's not related to any of the debit card features of the card. It's really more of a courtesy where some businesses you can go to, show your card, they notice you as a Xavier student, and you get a discount off of goods or services. So it's a little bit of a value-added program. And then your All Card can also be used to access your XCash account. And XCash actually is our next slide, Evan, if you want to roll that. XCash is an on-campus flexible spending program tied into the All Card. It allows you, your parents, whoever, to power up a debit account on campus and then swipe your campus ID card to access those funds. So the funds are available immediately. You can securely access those at any of our retail locations, vending, laundry, basically any place on campus where you can buy something. XCash is accepted. The screenshot that you see here is of the online card services website. So you can log into this site with your Xavier credentials and have a full suite of services there available to you. Not only web depositing to your XCash account, but you can also see and manage the account transaction history for the last 6 months in your account. You can see real-time balance information for your XCash, as well as your dining dollars, which is a dining-specific piece that comes with your meal plan. So you can see your balance and account activity there as well. And you can also use this site to control the activity, the functionality of your card. So if you lose your card, you go to this site, check off that you lost your card, and it deactivates all the features of your card. And then if you find your card 10 minutes later in a pocket or dirty laundry or what have you, you can just come back in, sign in, and turn your card back on. So you can control the functionality of the card for full circle, 24 hours a day, and you don't have to call us and put your account on hold. You can do all that stuff yourself. As well as on campus, the XCash is also extended to some off-campus merchants as well. And I've listed a few of them there, some big names that you've seen nationally. We also have a few other ones that are more local. We have a Grader's Ice Cream, which is up the street, which is a real popular venue, taking XCash, and several others in University Station that are going to be popping up this summer, hopefully. A lot of new businesses opening up there, including a Gold Star Chili, which is a local favorite. I think opening this week. We'll be taking XCash soon. So we'll try to have some flexibility. So if you're off campus and you don't have any funds with you, but you got some money in your XCash account, that you can swipe your card off campus and access that spending power. We also, in addition to this website, have mobile applications as well, so you can download at the Google Store or App Store the Xcash app and manage your account on the go. So if you've been into Road to Xavier, you may or may not have seen one of the action items there on your checklist is to upload your photo of your all card. So this is a screenshot of the photo upload page. We want to have you submit those photos online so your card is ready for you when you move in. Usually lines get longer when you do get here from Manresa, so you want to have this knocked out well in advance. If you send your photo in ahead of time, you get to choose the photo. If you have exactly the one you want, be happy with it, and it'll be ready and waiting for you when you move into your dorm. And frankly, you're going to need it right away because it's the key to your dorm. So when you move in, you secure your stuff in your room. You've got your key right there in your hand. You don't have to go across campus, wait in line, get a photo taken just to get that card. So choose your photo. The website has some standards on what kind of photo you can choose to upload. Again, the card will be ready for you when you get here. August 14th is about a week or so before Manresa. That's kind of our cutoff because we need to have all the cards ready, and it takes us about a week to get everything processed. So no need to wait, though. This photo upload site has been live for almost a couple of months now. So don't wait. Get that in there today. The next slide is just to touch on. I'm not really going to talk to any of these in great length, but if you have any questions about these at the end of the session, I can answer a lot of these. Just wanted to share some of the other things that Auxiliary Services is responsible for on campus. So as you can see, a lot of the student services outside of the classroom. So bookstore, banking services, which Barb is going to talk in more depth on. We do dining services and meal plans on campus, copying, laundry, vending services. We also oversee our campus post office and mailing services. And we also do student parking permits. So if you're planning on bringing a car, parking permits are something that we do as well. So a short to-do list on some of the things that I just talked about. First thing you want to do is make sure you get that photo in. You want to get the photos in, gives us opportunity to see and make sure you sent in a good one. There are, again, some standards on what we can accept and can't accept. So if you follow those, you should be good. But if not, it gives us opportunity to communicate back and forth with you and get a good photo that'll work for us and work for you. Also, if you want to log in to that Xcash account or that website, take a look around. Certainly feel free to make a deposit if you want. You're not going to be able to access the funds until you get here. There's nothing you could do from an e-commerce perspective. But if you want to get online, make a deposit, make sure you're comfortable using the system. It's up and running. And then one thing I'd encourage you, and Barb will talk a little bit more, if you're planning on possibly needing banking services here locally and need the convenience of an on-campus branch, encourage you to start taking a look around, learning a little bit about what the all-card is and how it relates to that banking account. You can get all that on our website and at usbank.com/xu and learn a little bit more about the banking program on campus, which Barb will go into more depth right now.
All right, thank you, Bill. So US Bank, we're very proud to be a partner here with Xavier, as we have been for many years. Just to give you a couple of highlights on US Bank, we are the 5th largest bank in the United States, serving over 25 states in our footprint. We have over 3,000 branches, 4,800 plus ATMs, so quite a bit of visibility in the U.S. However, if you're coming to Xavier and you're maybe on the East Coast, you haven't heard a whole lot about it, so hopefully I can answer some of your questions tonight. U.S. Bank, just right here in Cincinnati, we have a real strong presence with over 130 branches just locally and 298 ATMs, so really close to 300 ATMs around the city that you're going to be able to access your U.S. Bank account from, and if you choose to use your all card as your ATM card, you'll be able to just do that with that card. Xavier and U.S. Bank, we've been partners since 1995, so quite a long time. Our partnership includes a full-service branch located here on campus in the Gallagher Student Center. We do have 4 ATMs, U.S. Bank ATMs here on campus. We do offer a U.S. Bank student checking account that is available for students with no monthly maintenance fees or minimum balance requirements. the ability to use your all card as your U.S. Bank ATM or debit card, as we mentioned, a couple times earlier. You can do that. It's not required, but it's an option for you. And then as a partner here with Xavier, we do take the financial education of the students very seriously, and we do offer free financial wellness seminars throughout the year. That's just part of what we do as a service to Xavier and the students to help you learn more about just financial responsibilities and things of that nature. On to the next slide, we are the only bank located right here on campus. So we do have a full service branch. So we're not here just for cash deposits and withdrawals. We do have a full service branch right here, open Monday through Friday. Some of the services that we do offer at the branch include deposits, obviously withdrawals. We can do wire transfers, which we do quite a few of for the international students especially. We're here for financial advising, so you don't need to bank with us if you have a banking question or your student has a problem that they've run into and they need a little advice. They can certainly come into the branch and talk to any of us there, and we're happy to help them in whatever way that we can. You will see on your screen there's the phone number for the branch, so if you have some particular questions that you would like to call into the branch and ask of us, you can do so by calling that number. And then also you can get access to our site through the banking@xavier.edu. Just the next screen just highlights a few of the financial wellness seminars that we do offer throughout the course of the year. Many of our topics include budgeting, credit basics, which seems to be a real favorite among the students, as I gave several of those seminars this last year. Topics include savings, studying abroad finances, preventing identity theft, so just a wide variety of financial education that we do offer here at Xavier. Just a few more details on the student checking account that we do offer. As I mentioned earlier, there's no monthly maintenance fee on the account or minimum balance requirement. You do get free access to the 3,000 plus U.S. Bank ATMs located across the United States. There is no U.S. bank fee on the first 4 non-U.S. Bank ATM transactions that you make during your statement cycle. So you will not get a surcharge from us. Your online and mobile banking is free to you. You can set up for email, text alerts to help you manage your balances, online statements. Your first order of checks is with U.S. Bank is free. So that is kind of a nice option for you to have. But quite popular with the students. Most of them do use the online and mobile banking. It's just most everybody carries a smartphone around now, so you can check your balance and your account at any point in time during the day. Just a couple next steps for you. If you would like to open a student checking account with us, there's 3 ways that you can do it. You can open it at the U.S. Bank branch here on campus, or you can open the account at Manresa, and throughout the campus during Manresa, you'll see U.S. Bank has many tables and tents and things set up to help your students get their account set up during the actual Manresa period. So we try to make it quite easy for you, so you don't have to come into the branch during the move-in day at Manresa. And then you can also, and this is a real convenient way that many students choose to do it, is you can go to the usbank.com/XU, and that is a customized website for Xavier University, and you can just open your account at the convenience of being in your home, and you don't have to worry about coming to the branch or tracking us down during Manresa. All right, so that is what I have. So I think we're available for questions.
Perfect. We've got
The floor is open.
All right. We've got a handful of questions. So Sarah and I will kind of take turns going through these. Sarah, if you want to take the first one.
Sure. So Claudia asked if she will be able to open an account during international student orientation.
Yes, she will.
Okay.
Perfect.
That was
And
easy.
also Claudia asked, I arrive on August 17th for this orientation. Will the all card be ready by then?
Yes, yeah, we're working closely with Manresa core team as well as Residence Life. We're pretty clear on when all various groups are arriving on campus. So if the photo's in ahead of time before August 14th, well ahead of August 14th again, I encourage you. Yeah, and it's acceptable. We'll have it printed, and it'll be categorized and given to the appropriate check-in area where you'll arrive.
Perfect. All right, Sarah, if you want to go ahead and read the next one.
Okay. The next question is U.S. Bank the exclusive bank supporting the all card? And then secondly, how many students choose a different bank for their services?
Great question. For as far as the connection between the all card and any kind of a bank, using the card as the vehicle to get to a bank account, that type of exclusivity is with U.S. Bank only. So if you bank with anybody else, and you're welcome to, certainly, U.S. Bank is just an option here if you're needing an account. But yes, the tie-in piece is exclusive. I would say in terms of how many of our students bank with U.S. Bank, roughly 50 or 60%. Yeah. So I'd say a little more than half. So, and I think a lot of that lends into the 20-year partnership, very strong, the on-campus presence, so the convenience of having banking professionals like Barb and her team right here, and again that tight integration with the card. But yeah, there's plenty of good banks around, and if you're banking with somebody now, we encourage you to keep doing that if you're happy. But we've got options for you here that are very convenient if you're in need of them.
All right, perfect. Can you choose not to use the school's bank? Are you able to use your own, which you kind of alluded to already, so you answered that. But will you still be able to use the ATMs at Xavier?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you want to talk about how ATMs work?
Sure, and as long as you have an ATM card through your financial institution, we do have, on the Xavier campus, there's a total of 7 ATMs, 7 or 8 ATMs, so they're not all U.S. Bank ATMs. But as long as your card is set up with like the MoneyPass network or any of the national networks, then you're able to access your funds through those.
Yeah, and you generally see that logo on the back of your
card. Yeah, and you'll see the logo on the back of your debit card, and then if you look at any ATM that you're at, the ATM will display the logos of the networks that it's connected to. Makes it pretty easy.
Okay. So if a student has an on-campus job, can they direct deposit to another bank or only to U.S. Bank?
Well, I believe you can. I believe you can direct deposit to any banking institution that you want. Yeah, you have choice there.
Okay. Is the U.S. Bank part of the All Point or Plus network?
The Plus network, yes.
Plus
yes.
network. Plus. All right. Easy enough.
These are easy questions.
Yeah, I know. I learned something new every day. I didn't know that. But easy enough.
Okay. If a student currently has a U.S. Bank account, how can they convert the debit card to an all card?
Great question.
Right. So what you do when you move in and you get your all card, you will need to bring that card to the branch on campus. Most branches, it's a little bit of a unique process in how we connect the card to your account. So you definitely want to come into the branch on campus here once you get your card, and then we can connect it.
Okay. And did we clarify where the branch is? Gallagher Student Center, 2nd floor.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect. All right. Can I use my current debit card to make purchases on campus, spending, copying, laundry, etc., or do I have to use the Xcash? How is Xcash different from real cash?
Oh,
great question.
Great question. So the answer is, for any of our campus retail operations, you can, so bookstore, any kind of a retail dining location, you can use your debit card as you would at any other retail anywhere. Things that are exclusive to Xcash are going to be your vending programs, copying, laundry, so all those unattended services where there's not a cashier. Xcash is accepted at the retail places as well, but with vending, laundry, copying, it's Xcash only. And the way Xcash differs from real cash is that when you're depositing Xcash, you're depositing it with Xavier University, and not being a financial institution, we don't give you cash back. So we're creating a cashless campus with Xcash. So you deposit the money with Xavier, and then you're just swiping your card for cashless spending power. So you can't get cash out. That said, if you don't ever use it, we give you your cash back at the end, and you don't lose any of it. But we're not a bank, so we don't dispense cash. If you need to get cash, like cash money, then you have to have a true banking relationship with Barb or any other bank that you have, and visit an ATM machine to get your cash.
Perfect.
Hopefully that made sense.
And then if you don't use US Bank, how do you fund your all card?
Good question. So yeah, so the easiest and most convenient way to fund your all card is to do it through that website. So, and that website accepts any brand of Visa or MasterCard. So whether it's a credit card or debit card, you can, if it's linked to a line of credit or debit, you can transfer there securely online. And again, those funds are available immediately. Doesn't look like a cash advance, so there's no special fees or anything like that. Outside of that, if you're on campus, we have 3 physical depositing kiosks, 1 in the Gallagher Center and 2 in the Fenwick Place complex, where you can go and you can transfer, with a Visa or MasterCard or with cash. So if you have $20 bills or $100 bill, you can put it into this kiosk and it'll transfer into your XCash account.
Just for clarification, do you know how many kiosks there are for that?
We have 3 depositing kiosks on campus, yeah, and the website and mobile app.
Okay. Can you use your all card at any place around the US/world that accepts debit cards? Is it a Visa debit card?
Yes, you can use it anywhere that you would have to be able to enter your PIN code. So the way that the all card kind of works is if you choose to have a US Bank account and that you connect your all card to the US Bank account, when you're swiping the card and you're entering your PIN code, then you know it's coming out of your US Bank account. Let's say you're here on campus and you're swiping your card at Subway and you just swipe the card, no PIN code is entered, that's coming out of your XCash.
Great clarification.
Mm-hmm.
So the PIN code is the key to kind of tell what's a banking transaction versus what's an XCash transaction.
Right.
And then as a minor, do I need my parents to be in on my account?
As a minor, you do. So we can set up an account with the parent on the account, at least until you reach 18. And then at that time, if they choose to be removed and you choose to have them removed, we can do that at that time. But there are quite a few students that do like the option of having their parents on the account so that the parents can kind of help them out when needed.
Okay. There was a special offer to open the US Bank account for students at open house. Can you get that same deal online with US Bank? We are in North Carolina.
Is that preview day?
I believe so. Preview day, yeah.
Right. What we do offer, you can open the account with online, definitely. We do have a free gift for if the accounts are opened here at Manresa. But what I would encourage you to do is go ahead and get the account open, and then when you are here at Manresa, if you fund the account or make a deposit into the account, then you do get the free gift. Okay. I know at preview day we did have a couple different offers going at that time, but during Manresa we do actually have a gift that we do give out to all students that are opening the account on the day of Manresa.
Win-win.
Okay. And then can you have a separate online banking account on your all card using US Bank?
Okay.
I think a separate online account. So can you have a separate online banking account on your R card using US Bank?
So
I believe so.
Yeah.
So I believe they're asking if you can have multiple online US Bank accounts attached to your all card.
Savings account, checking account.
Yes.
Right. And you could, it'd be like a typical ATM card where if you, let's say you do have a checking and a savings, and then you go to the ATM will give you the option of whether you want to take the money out of the checking account or the savings account. So if that is the question that you're answering, hopefully that clarified it.
Yeah.
Our student has Fifth Third Bank checking and savings account. Where are the Fifth Third ATMs located on or near Xavier's campus?
Sure. We actually have, alluding to the ATMs that we have on campus, three of those are Fifth Third. Yep. So we have two of them in the Cintas Center, one on the concourse, main concourse during events, one in the conference center area, and we also have one just outside of Kuhlman Hall on it's kind of the residential mall area. So it's kind of more publicly accessible than the Cintas Center. But yeah, three of them on campus.
And then there's
Certainly plenty.
I believe there's a Fifth Third branch just down the street on Montgomery. I
I'm
believe it's
sure-
near
yeah.
Surrey Square.
Down a little ways down the street, yeah, Montgomery Road.
Yeah,
So there's a
maybe-
place within.
Yeah, maybe a mile and a half
Mhm.
or so.
All right.
Yes.
So if the all card acts as a debit card, what is the protection that is provided?
When you are using your all card as your debit card, you're entering a PIN code, so that the account funds cannot be accessed unless the person that is using the card enters the PIN code. So that is like your security. So if the individual doesn't have the PIN code, they're not able to access the bank account.
And to elaborate on that, using the XCash portion of it on the debit side, there is no PIN number associated there, and you're using it for on-campus debit. The saving grace, I guess, in a retail operation is that your photo is on the card. The cashier will see that that is not you that's presenting that photo. Otherwise, there's a small potential that could be used, fraudulently and like on a Coke machine or something like that. If somebody loses their card, it could be swiped on a Coke machine. One thing I would say is that the protections around the all card is that the all card is used for so many features and functions on campus that you never know, like more than an hour, that it's missing from you, because you need it to access your meal plan, to get in and out of your building, in your dorm room, to get, go to the library, to go to the sports center. You need your card about every hour of the day. So if you're missing it, you know it pretty quick order, and you can always go into that website and self-service sign in and turn the function of the card off. So it's not like the card is gone for days and somebody would drain you out. If somebody got a Coke, while it was missing, it might be is the extent of it. But most of our kids are pretty good around here. So most people are honest, and they turn the card in at the nearest retail location, and we get it back to you.
And then if you were to lose it and it is connected to your U.S. bank account, you just need to call us or notify us and let us know, and we can disconnect it. But as long as you don't hand out your PIN code, your account will be protected.
Just like any other card.
Right.
So.
Yeah, that's a great point. Is if you do lose your card, you can go to that self-service website and turn it off, but that won't shut off the banking piece, as Barb said. It'll turn off all of the campus things, so your XCash, your meal plan, even your door access for buildings. It'll take care of all that, but it won't take care of the banking piece. So you do have to reach out to Barb's team to turn off the bank card, but you do have the PIN protection there.
Right.
Back onto the XCash versus US Bank debit card. Are you always prompted for the passcode, and then if you don't enter it, it goes against XCash?
Depending on, I would say, I guess, and Bill, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's depending on where you're swiping it. So if you're swiping it at, I'll use Subway for example, again, if you're swiping it at Subway, you can let them know whether you want it to come through your bank account, because then they will have you enter the PIN code, or you can say, if you don't tell them you want to have it as a debit purchase, then it's going to come out of your XCash.
Yeah, I think the majority of the business transactions on campus, when the card is turned over, is usually XCash or meal plan. So so when you're handing your card to a cashier, they generally think that you're wanting to pay with XCash. So unless the dialogue takes place that I want to take this out of my bank account, they're going to assume it's probably going to be an XCash transaction. That's kind of the default.
And the next question is, are there any Chase ATMs on campus?
There's not Chase, and I'm not sure where the closest Chase location is.
The closest Chase is probably, it's just.
Is there one on Reading Road?
Yeah, a little bit north of campus. It's on Reading Road, so probably about a mile.
Another about a mile and a half.
Yeah.
Not a terribly easy walk. Not really.
Have a friend drive you.
Yeah, friend drive you.
And then this was touched on a little bit, but along the same lines as Chase, someone said, can I connect my Chase credit card account to my All card? Nobody discussed that.
Yeah, not to use it as not to use the All card as your Chase PIN-based debit card to access your Chase account, but you can, through that website, use your Chase card to load your XCash account. So you can't use it as a bank card with Chase, but you can use it as a funding mechanism to get value into your XCash account.
And then how do I open an account at the bookstore, or do I just pay for everything with the All card?
Yeah, the bookstore does not operate under any kind of credit mechanism other than a credit card. So you don't open up account and charge things against it. So you have to pay in full for your retail transaction when you're there. So cash, credit, debit, or Xcash at the time of purchase.
And you can do that online anytime once the books go live, which we should be having a Muskie chat later on when it's close to that time to talk about the bookstore as a whole and the resources they have. So something to look forward to in the future. All right. Are there any ATMs available for credit unions on campus?
There's not a particular credit union ATM, but as long as your ATM card for your credit union account has one of the networks on the card, that's represented on the back of the card that is on one of the ATMs, you can access it. So you just have to make sure it's one of the networks that's accepted by your credit union.
And then just to clarify, you can load money on your all card from using any bank's Visa or MasterCard. And then secondly, will there be an additional charge for this?
Yes. So yeah, to be clear, yes. Any Visa or MasterCard branded card can be used online. And no, there's not any special processing fees on our end, no convenience fee that we pass back to you. And it doesn't look like a cash advance. So your bank is not going to charge you any cash advance fees or anything like that. So it's going to look just like a straight point of sale purchase between you and Xavier for the exact dollar amount that you're looking to put into the account.
If I have a U.S. Bank student checking account tied to my all card, how is that different from my Xcash account?
So when you get your all card, you really want to think of it like having two different buckets of cash on your all card. So your U.S. Bank account cash is one bucket, and then the Xcash is the other bucket of funds. And so you're able to access either bucket just depending on how you use your card. So like mentioned earlier in the class or the session tonight, if you are swiping your card and you're entering your PIN code, then you know it's coming out of your U.S. Bank account bucket of cash. If you are swiping the card and you don't enter a PIN code at all, then you know it's coming out of your all card Xcash account.
Yeah. And to confuse things even further, there's a third bucket that your card is associated to, which is your meal plan. So your meal plan. Yeah. So your meal plan is another financial account. You purchase a meal plan, and it comes with meals and flexible dollars called dining dollars, and your card, again, your all card, is your vehicle to access those in our food service facilities. So 3 different buckets of money. The banking money, which if you're a customer of US Bank, you may have some, your Xcash, and your dining dollars / meal plan.
In case you haven't,
it's the one card.
In case you haven't picked up on this, it's called the all card for
all things.
And just to elaborate a little bit more, you kind of touched on this already, Bill.
Yeah.
But the question next is, I have the Ultimate Muskie plan. So when I swipe my card to eat, will it know not to deduct funds? How will it know not to deduct funds? And how does that work when we go to eat at the dining hall?
Okay, so yeah, the Ultimate Muskie is our unlimited plan. Great value on that plan. So you can come and go to the Hoff Dining Center as often as you like. So you can come in there once a day. You can go in there 10 times a day. It doesn't matter if you have the Ultimate Muskie. You just swipe in, no questions asked. So it's great value. With the Ultimate Muskie plan comes, I believe, 100 dining dollars. This gives you some spending power if you choose to eat outside of the Hoff Dining Hall. So if you want to go to a retail location like Subway, Corrido, Blue Gibbon, Ryan's Pub, and you swipe your card there, it will come out of your dining dollars bucket of monies. It doesn't come out of the unlimited swiping. You can't swipe unlimited swipes at Subway, unfortunately. So the unlimited piece of that is just in the Hoff Dining Center, and then the dining dollars gives you spending power in those on-campus retail food locations.
And just to kind of clarify, there are default settings, as Bill mentioned earlier. So when you go to the cafeteria, the Hoff Dining Commons, your default setting is your meal plan.
Correct.
If for some reason you were to run out of the meal plan, they would ask you, do you want to use Xcash, your regular credit card, whatever account you want to use, they would ask you. But if you're Ultimate Muskie, then you don't run out.
Yeah, right. That's correct. If you have a more limited meal plan, we have a few others to choose from that aren't the unlimited piece. But if you have one that may have some limitations to it, yeah, you may run out at some point. And then like you said, the technology in place will prompt you to pay some other way if you've run out of your board swipes in the Hoff Dining Center.
And then our next question is there a cost to replace a lost card?
I knew that would come up. So yeah, the first card is on the house. We give you that one for free, but then we do build in a little bit of responsibility. As you can see, the card's used for a lot of things. So there are some administrative pieces to getting all those things working again when we replace a card. So there is a slightly painful $20 replacement fee. So hopefully we don't see you, but if we do, you're not alone. I can tell you that. I think 1 in 4 people probably lose it each year. So we do quite a few replacements.
And that's kind of funny because the next thing is, do you find that many students lose their own cards?
We do, yeah. As you can see by the wealth of different uses of it and how many times it's out of your pocket doing something for you. It's bound to lose track of it at some point. So if you don't, then it's been a big accomplishment.
And I think you guys alluded to some of this earlier, but the student asked, are there ATMs for Navy Federal Credit Union?
Not a specific one, but as long as your credit union card allows you to use a network that the ATMs accept, you should be good.
In most.
I have never heard of anybody having a problem, so I think it shouldn't be a problem.
Is there a line of credit?
With U.S. Bank, you can students can apply for a line of credit with U.S. Bank. What some choose to do is, and if you're referring to like a line of credit overdraft protection account, then that is definitely an option for you when you are opening the checking account. We do have that as an option to just give yourself a little bit of a safety net if something were to come through the account that you weren't expecting. So that is something you can apply for. It's credit based. So when you open the account, you'd have to make sure that the banker that you are with knows that you would like to apply for that.
On the XCash side, to elaborate, it's all debit based. So you can't run a line of credit to charge against a student account or anything with Bursar. Whatever you have in XCash is all you can spend. So if you get down to a point, try to buy something, it'll say insufficient funds and you'll just have to power it up.
And then how are dining dollars used? So I assume the student means where can they use them on campus?
Dining dollars are used in, exclusive to our on-campus food service locations. So when you purchase the meal plan, the dining dollars are exclusive to food. So can't go to the bookstore and buy a t-shirt, can't buy 10 bottles of Coke out of the Coke machine, food only. So that's kind of the main priority. We make sure we have some food restricted money for you. So that's it.
What is the recommended amount in the XCash account?
It really kind of depends on what you're planning on using it for. So you can use it, as little as, I just want to have a few dollars in there to get a Coke or do a load of laundry. Or you can, say, I'm going to use this as kind of my retail food card on campus. I want to buy my books, so books alone could be, several $100s. So I would say maybe a kind of an average number to start out with would be $200, $300, maybe see how far that takes you. Maybe a good recommendation.
Mm-hmm. And oftentimes, I know from a student who graduated 2 years ago, parents will sometimes put a birthday gift of money in or whatever. So it's just a nice way to give a gift without having being there, things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And part of the website, self-service website, you can essentially grant guest access to your account too for depositing. So I'm sure parents are glad to hear that. So the student can sign in, put in email addresses for mom, dad, grandma, whoever, and it'll send them a temporary password to log into their account and be able to, depending on how much access they give them, manage the account entirely, see account activity, transaction history, all that stuff, or just have the depositing mechanism in place.
And then can the all card also have a bucket of cash that's not U.S. Bank? And then can I load it with money from another bank and use it as a debit card?
No, you can't. So, so again, any value, let's call it value instead of cash, any value that you transfer from your bank account or your credit card to Xcash is now held by Xavier University. And not being a bank, we're not going to give cash money back to you. So the only way for you to get cash out is directly from your bank. And then the only way that you can use your alt card to do that would be if you use the alt card as your ATM with US Bank. So otherwise, yeah, you can't deposit anything through Xcash and expect to get like cash back. It's just for cashless transactions is the purpose of Xcash.
And then we have two questions. And these are the same two questions, but what do the most kids spend per month on Xcash?
I don't know the most per month. I would say we have, for the people who are using it to buy books, we do see a lot of heavy activity in August and January, right around the beginning of each term when people are buying books. There's a lot of activity. And then early in the semester, when everybody has just gotten their meal plan, it has a lot of value in the meal plan. We don't see Xcash as much. But as the semester wears on and there's less availability in some meal plans, then we do see Xcash kick up at the end of the semester because it kind of works as a supplement to your meal plan. So we see heavy periods. I don't know if I could say a particular dollar amount, but the bookstore is heavy. Laundry, because we don't have coin operated laundry. So you might be able to put a dollar bill into a Coke machine to get a Coke. You can't put a dollar bill or quarters into our laundry machines. So laundry is, a heavy Xcash purpose as well.
All right. What happens when a student does not spend all of the $100 dining dollars during a semester?
Ooh, good question. So $100 is what comes with your meal plan, and you get that at the beginning of each semester. So get that in August, and you'll get that again in January. So any dining dollars that you don't use in the fall semester will roll over, and you have them available to you in the spring semester, as well as your new allocation. And then you continue to use all of that until the end of the spring semester, at which time it's then use it or lose it at the end of the spring semester, which is approximately the first week of May.
And then is a transfer from one U.S. bank account to another U.S. bank account immediate? So is there a lag time?
No, it's immediate.
Simple enough.
Yeah.
Is there a time lapse between adding money to the Xcash and it being available to spend?
No.
Perfect.
Available within seconds.
And then how do you transfer money from your checking account into Xcash if you don't have a U.S. bank account?
So how do you transfer money into your Xcash account if you don't have a U.S. bank account? Again, using that website or one of our depositing kiosks on campus, any Visa or MasterCard branded card from whoever you have a line of credit or debit with.
Does Xcash roll over from school year to school year?
It does, yeah. I apologize when talking about the dining dollars. So the dining dollars that are unused will expire at the end of the spring semester, but that's not the case with Xcash. Xcash, every dollar that you have there when you leave in May will be available to you when you come back after the summer in August. There's no expiration of the the Xcash funds.
And then if you graduated off 4 years, would you get that back?
Yes,
or?
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You can request your Xcash balance back at the end of your term here at Xavier. So whether that's graduating, hopefully, or if there's any other departure in between, withdrawal or whatever other reason you're leaving the university, we request your Xcash back in full.
So the student is asking whether they assume that the all card is used for their laundry, and then how much does it cost to do laundry?
I believe laundry is, Xcash is exclusive payment for laundry, and I believe laundry is $1.25 for a wash and $1 for a dry. So
Sounds right.
sounds right.
Sounds close.
I should know that, but I think that's
Is it on your website?
Close.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it's on the. If you go to the All Card website, the xavier.edu/all card, there should be some links on the left for vending and laundry. That information will be there. Yeah, but I believe it's $1.25 and then $1 to dry, so $2.25 for a full cycle.
If I get financial aid for textbooks, how is that related to Xcash?
It is not related to Xcash at all, but I believe if you have that kind of a credit balance for books, that you could go into the bookstore and they are aware of that information, and that you have a credit there, and then that you can purchase your books based on that credit. But yeah, not related to X cash or the all card format.
Yeah,
you probably have to show your all card to prove who you are, but that's probably the extent.
And for like official clarification, I guess I would double check with financial aid on how you prove that or verify that, but they should have it in the system already.
Yeah. The bookstore gets a transmission, I think, daily of credit balances like that.
And then have meal plans been selected? I do not recall selecting that yet.
That's another one of the action items currently within the Road to Xavier, and I believe that those selections are to be made by mid-end of June. If you haven't made a selection by then and you're living on campus, you will be defaulted into that ultimate Muskie because they do the initial round of fall billing. I believe the first week of July, you'll see your first bill for the semester, and there will be some kind of meal plan fee on there, whether you've chosen one or you get that default one. So, but it should be along with uploading your all card photo, should be one of kind of your checklist items to do inside the Road to Xavier currently.
Along with class registration and everything as well. All right, as of right now, we have one more question. When do we receive our all cards?
When do we receive our all cards? Get that photo in. Can't encourage that again enough. Get it in early, often, or not often, just once. Get a good one to us, and you won't have to do it often. But yeah, please send the photo in. Again, we'll have that card printed and ready for you at your place of residence. When you move in, it'll be ready at the building. If you're attending an early arrival event, it'll be ready for you there. And if you're a commuter, I believe the commuter services office will collect those and get those to you during first day of NEMRIS as well.
All right. Do we have any other questions? We have the experts here, so ask them away. If not, I guess we'll. Oh, there we go. Perfect. I knew we had at least one more. If we upload our photo for the all card, how do we know that it has been approved?
Great. So yeah, when you upload your photo, we usually don't send out a confirmation that it's a good photo. We're going to assume that you send us a good photo. You will hear back from us if the photo is not good. So if you send one in and you don't hear from us, we got it and it's a good one. So, but if it's not, we'll let you know.
We have another question. Perfect. Keep them coming, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. With so much happening on move-in day, how early will you be able to open an account with the bank?
We are here when you are, so we're actually available at 7 a.m. So anytime between 7 and 5 that day, you'll be able to open an account.
And then we had someone say, so helpful, good night, thanks for everything. So thank you very much, I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and then, we have another question. Can you change your all card photo later on for whatever reason you don't like it, you change your mind and want to submit a new one?
Technically, no. Technically, it fits under the kind of replacement card thing. So take your time, find a good one, find one you're going to be happy with. And that's the benefit to doing it ahead of time, is you get to choose that as opposed to sitting in front of our camera in our dark office and getting a bad, what you might perceive as a bad photo. You choose it, send it to us, you know you're going to get a good one.
Hey, I did that way and I was very happy with it. So
Wearing your tuxedo.
yes, yeah, on moving day. Okay, we have another question.
Is there a new all card issued each year?
No, there's not. Nope. So you hang on to it. The cards are rated and been tested to last 4 years of regular campus use. Very durable cards, so we don't issue replacements. But that said, we want to make sure everybody's happy and can use the functionality of their cards. So if you have a card and you bring it in and you say, hey, it's just not working for something, just kind of wore down. If you have that card, and we'll replace that for you for no charge. So that might be the opportunity to get that photo redone. So you use it up.
Perfect. All right. Do you have any final questions from anyone? I just want to make sure we get everything answered. If for some reason you think of some later, feel free to email either of them or contact them on the Auxiliary Services website. And there should be one there for banking as well.
Right. There it is.
Okay. Perfect. And then you can always reach out to either Sarah Barczyk or myself and we would be happy to help you guys. If you have any questions about move-in or maintenance or anything like that, let us know. You are very welcome. So thank you guys for attending. I hope this was helpful. Let us know what we can do to improve this system next time. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, and then if you have any questions, we can make sure that we get those answered for you guys. So thank you very much and have a good night, everyone.
Good night. Take care.